I am celebrating my 2-year anniversary on AuthorTube, which makes today my AuthorTubeversary. Woohoo! Last year for my AuthorTubeversary, I did a reaction video to the first video I had ever posted. We're gonna do a little AuthorTubeception here. I've got my video from last year up in front of me, so I'm just going to watch my reaction to my first video and react to that reaction. It is my 1-year anniversary on AuthorTube. Woohoo! Woohoo! I recognize that it took a lot of bravery to post that first video. I recognize I have learned things since then, and it will probably be pretty cringy to go back and watch it now based on what I know now that I didn't know then. But then again, 2 weeks from now, this video will seem cringy to me too. That's just the nature of creating content for YouTube. You learn things so quickly that really, honestly, all it takes is a week or two to look back on a video and already be like, oh, I could have done that so much better now. Yeah, I would agree with that. It doesn't take long for a video to feel outdated and to feel cringeworthy and like, oh my gosh, I could do so much better now. However, during my first year on AuthorTube, I posted probably about twice as many videos as I posted in my second year on AuthorTube. And so I feel like I ended up learning a lot more from the first video I posted to this video than I've learned from this video to now, which is a little bit sad. It was past midnight when I recorded this, which is why I had my umbrella lights and my eyes look super tired. And a lot has changed since that video. I filmed this in our old office space in the apartment that we used to live in Utah. Since that time, Patrick and I have moved to Oregon, and we now live with my parents and my grandmother and my sister and her 2 kids, and goats and chickens and cats and dogs, and I no longer have an office room that I can go record in late at night. Without further ado, let's dive into this and watch my first ever YouTube video. Hello and welcome to my channel. Before I started my channel, I noticed a lot of people who I enjoyed watching had a regular opening to their channel, and I couldn't come up with one for myself, and I was like, I don't know, how should I open my videos? It's gonna be like my signature thing that everyone's gonna remember. So then what ended up coming out was just me saying, hello and welcome to my channel. And I knew it was cheesy and I knew it was dumb in the moment, but I was like, that's the best I got right now. Hello and welcome to my channel. And I hated it every single time, and it always made me cringe inside, and as I was editing, just like, oh, so dumb. It still makes me cringe inside when I go back and I watch those, but you know what, to be honest, I still cringe inside every time I'm editing a video and I'm like, my name is Rayleigh Bradshaw and I am an aspiring author of YA historical fiction, currently working on my debut novel, Untamed. I still feel like I'm making it up every time, like, this is the fake me welcoming you to my channel, and then we're gonna get to the real me talking about blah blah blah. I've been debating lately whether or not I need to have an opening, and as I've been getting more subscribers, I realize everybody who's new to my channel, anybody who hasn't been watching me and doesn't really know what's going on, could probably use some kind of introduction, not necessarily to the fact that I am a writer, because obviously, I have an AuthorTube channel, I'm a writer. I don't know that anybody really cares necessarily that I write YA historical fiction or that I'm currently working on my debut novel, because aren't most of us? But I do feel like, especially when watching my vlogs, maybe it would be helpful for people who are new to this channel to get a brief explanation of who I am and where I live, why I'm living with my parents. I've been watching more established vlogs, and I noticed at the beginning of them, they have like a scripted introduction where they show just brief clips of everything that they have had going on over the last year, just to kind of catch new viewers up to speed, so that when the vlog begins, you feel like you know what's going on. Maybe that would be helpful for my vlogs. But then I'm like, I don't know, am I getting way ahead of myself because my vlogs aren't that big of a deal? In my first year of AuthorTube, I had a filming space. I was really putting a lot of effort into learning how to edit videos and how to do things. But since moving. Most of the videos that I do lately are super laid back. Anyone who is new to this video is unaware of the crazy carpet beetle infestation that got my husband and I kicked out of our apartment 3 months earlier than we planned on moving. And then we ended a month of homelessness and couch surfing by moving from Utah to Oregon. Now we live on this little hobby farm with my family. The goal was to live here for 1 year, to be able to save up money to buy our own place. Now, 10 months later, neither of us are working because of the quarantine. We're still just trying to rebuild our savings that we spent to move here in the first place. Needless to say, over the last 10 months, which has been most of my second year on AuthorTube, filming really quality videos has not been my top priority. I've just been kind of in survival mode, vlogging wise, just trying to get up videos however I can. My second year on AuthorTube has been completely different from my first year on AuthorTube. So I thought it would be fitting for my first video to do the Authortube Newbie Tag. This is the culprit for the wobbly camera, but look how cute he is. And he's still such a cutie pie. Simon is one of those cats that is really, really cute. But for some reason, once I hold him in front of the camera, he gets this mean look on his face and he looks like a grumpy cat. He's not a grumpy cat. He's a really sweet cat. I wish you guys could see it. I actually filmed this on my cell phone. I didn't have a tripod or anything like that. And so what I did was I just propped a bunch of books up on the mattress and then just propped up my cell phone on the book. Every time I moved, the mattress would move and then the phone would wobble. So I was constantly adjusting it so that it was still on me. So this is actually what my setup looks like now. I use my iPad to film most of the time. And then I have these 2 umbrella lights. So I just kind of gathered various recording and lighting equipment over the past year as I have done AuthorTube. Yeah, so that's different. I do not use the iPad for filming anymore. Back then I used my iPad for filming because I did all my editing on an iPad. At the time, Patrick was in school. Patrick is still in school. I am also in school. But at the time, Patrick did not have a laptop that was very good for school, so I was letting him use my MacBook. Since then, Patrick has purchased his own laptop. He gave me my laptop back. So now I'm back to recording on my phone and then editing on my laptop. I have a lot of other ideas to branch out of historical fiction, but my current project is a YA historical fiction set in like a Western kind of backdrop. A year ago, I was working on the same project that I'm working on now. Sometimes it's easy for me to get discouraged when I look at other people who started their channels around the same time I have and to see how much farther they've gotten in their writing journey than I am. A lot of them have already published books that they were working on a year ago. A lot of them have written several books in the time it's taken me to write half of mine. Yep, and I am still working on that same book today. I think I've written 3 different drafts of this book since the first video that I posted. When I posted this reaction video, I was in the midst of receiving beta feedback for my 3rd draft of the book, I think. And then I spent about 9 months organizing all that feedback, moving out of state, re-outlining the whole book. So now I am working on yet another draft of my book in which I am incorporating all the beta feedback and doing revisions, and hopefully after this draft is done, I will be ready to query the book. So we'll see. But yeah, I still feel that pressure watching a lot of other AuthorTube channels. It can look like everybody else has written and completed multiple books in the time it's taken me just to work on this one, and yeah, that's okay. Everybody's journey is different, and I've just accepted that this is how the process works for me. I am a slow writer. It takes me several drafts to get things right. Hopefully with the next books that I write, it won't take quite so many drafts, because hopefully I can incorporate the lessons that I've learned writing this book into the next ones, so I don't make a lot of the same mistakes, but who knows? We'll just have to see. Now, a year later, my book is actually out to beta readers as we speak. I'm actually trying to finish up the last chapters to send to them. My hair looks so cute. It does look so cute. Right now I'm lucky because my husband left for work early this morning and I don't have to be at work yet, so I'm recording this right before heading out to work. That's honestly how I filmed the majority of my earlier videos. I would wait for my husband to leave for work and then I would film and then I would go to work. Sheer luxury. Now we're in quarantine. Most of the time when I record, he is here in the room or I try to find somewhere else in the house where nobody is, and it is common for me to record a video 2 or 3 times before posting it because I just can't find a quiet place to record it. But yeah, my hair was super cute in that first video, and whenever I see that, I'm like, huh, maybe I should cut my hair short again. But to be honest, most of the time I didn't like how my short hair looked, and every once in a while I had a good hair day, that's all. I have felt so inspired watching other author tubers working towards their goals, their first unboxing videos with their books. So I'm looking forward to inspiring other people myself with my own writing process, and then just feeling like I'm a part of something bigger. Kind of excited to do my own like unboxing video, and I feel like having this channel will kind of help me remember that I'm working towards these goals. I still really look forward to that day when I can do my own unboxing video of my book. That's like my greatest motivator. It feels like it's never gonna happen. When you've been working on one project for so long, it starts to feel like that's just gonna be the rest of my life. I'm gonna be working on this book and I'm never gonna move on from it. It was good that during this last Camp NaNoWriMo of April, I let my current book rest and I actually started drafting a new book. It gave me a vision for the future that, okay, I'm not always going to be working on Untamable. I will move on eventually and I have other projects already in the works. I still am just like clinging to my dreams of someday I'm gonna post an unboxing video and hold up my book in my hands and be like, I wrote this book, it's mine. Can't wait. That concludes this video. That's all 13 of the Authortube newbie questions. I realized as this is my first video, probably no one's going to watch it yet, and that's okay. I'm just gonna keep posting. Yeah, that was pretty much my attitude posting this video. I think that's honestly what got me to feel confident enough to post the video, was just thinking no one's actually gonna watch this anyways. It's just for me to learn how to upload a video and for me to start getting content out there, and then as it gets better, maybe people will start to find my channel more. But I did not think anybody would find me by my first video. And boy was I wrong. It's just funny going back now and being like, hey, all those strangers who I vaguely remember strangers leaving comments, those are my friends. I still have a lot of those same friends and I love you guys so much. At the time that I posted this video, that was like the peak of my activity in the community. I was really, really good at this time about watching everybody's videos. I was working as a budget analyst at the time, so I was allowed to have headphones in, be listening to music, audiobooks or podcasts or whatever, and I watched YouTube videos while I was at work. So that was pretty much YouTube videos 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and then on the weekends I didn't watch videos, but I recorded. I was super, super active in the community back then, and I am not as active now, which kind of breaks my heart a little bit because I know I am not as good about keeping up on everybody's videos as I used to be. I realized I was just never going to have the time to catch up, even in quarantine. Now I live with other people and I just have other things going on in my life that it's not reasonable for me to be constantly watching YouTube videos and to be able to catch up with everybody else. Not everybody can watch every single one of my videos either, and that's okay. So I don't know, Authortube has a very different feel today than it did back then, especially now with the quarantine. I feel like a lot of my friends have not been posting as often as they used to. It just feels like ever since I moved to Oregon, I have been less active in the community. I miss pretty much every live stream ever, and to be honest, when I scroll through my feed and it's mostly live streams, I feel horrible saying this, but it gives me a little bit of anxiety because I feel like, oh my gosh, there's so much happening in the community and I just can't participate in all of them. And I know that's stupid and that's silly, and I should just click on one of the live streams and just participate in one. And I know it's fun when I do, but I hardly ever do because there's just so many of them. I feel like maybe I'm the only person on Authortube who's like this, but when I see an Authortuber and most of the videos they post are live streams, I don't subscribe to them because my feed is already so overrun with live streams that I'm like, I just can't. The live streams they're like 2 hours long, so even watching them after the fact is such a time commitment. It's fun to jump in and jump out, but I feel like I always miss them when they're live, or I let myself get too overwhelmed, and it's silly, but it's the truth. I get a little bit of anxiety when it comes to the live streams. My favorite thing to watch is vlogs. I like watching sit-down videos if the topic is interesting to me, and so that's pretty much what I film, and that's why I haven't done any live streams on my channel, because I would feel like a big phony. Like, I don't even really join in on anybody else's live streams all that often. It's like only during Camp NaNoWriMo that I do, and so I just feel silly being like, well, I'm gonna host a live stream and just expect people to come to mine when I don't go to anybody else's. I guess this is just my rant on the community and why I'm not as active in the community as I would like to be, and I really miss it, but you know, my channel is just evolving with my life, and I don't know what the future of my channel is gonna be. But let's finish this video really fast before I get into that. Timmy, Chloe Elizabeth, Dawn Kozak, Evie Redding, Novelty KJ. It's like, wow, my friends, I miss you. I posted this video 100% believing no one was going to watch it or comment on it, and I didn't realize I was about to make some of my closest friends on AuthorTube. Thank you so much for watching today. I look forward to getting to know all of you a little bit better here on the AuthorTube. You can also follow me on my blog at RayleighBradshaw.com, and that is also linked in the description below. There I post a lot of motivational content to help keep you inspired and motivated, not only for writing, but to live any dream that you have. It's like so awkward, like I do this on my channel that I haven't even started yet. Like, oh my gosh, flying by the seat of my pants. So go ahead and subscribe below so that you can see that, and I will see you next time. Bye! I was actually better about promoting myself in my first video than I am today. I actually don't worry that much about self-promotion on my channel anymore, just because I've learned over the past year that I've been on AuthorTube that there are really two different sides to AuthorTube. There's like the more business side, and there are the AuthorTubers who are here to promote their business and to grow their business. And then there are people who are here purely for the community aspect, for making writer friends, for sharing their journey and watching other people's. Actually, I feel like there's a third category now, and I feel like it is largely thanks to Kate Kavanaugh. I'd be surprised if you haven't watched her, but if you haven't, you need to watch her, because I feel like she is definitely a leader in this third category of AuthorTube videos, where her channel is a business for her, but she is so active in the community, and she does a lot of vlogs where she shares her journey and everything, and it doesn't feel like you're watching somebody just promoting themselves the whole time. It feels like watching her channel, you are watching her promote the entire community. She's really, really great at promoting other channels, especially smaller channels. AuthorTube has evolved quite a bit just in the last year. Or maybe just my awareness of it has changed because I've been watching more channels and branching out more. That's probably more likely. I don't know. Comment below if you have an opinion about that. Do you feel like the AuthorTube community has evolved over the last year, or do you feel like it's kind of always been the same and it just depends on the channels that you're watching? It's not like I have it all figured out after 1 year, but it was really fun to go back and look at my first video and just see how things have changed since then. I don't feel like I've gotten that much better at talking to a camera and being in front of a camera, maybe a little bit less nervous. Now when I make a video, I feel like I'm talking to you guys. I'm talking to the people who usually comment back on my videos, or the people whose videos I watch. I definitely feel a lot more comfortable talking to a camera now than I did in that first video that I ever posted. I just feel like I'm talking to my friends now when I talk to the camera. Oh yeah, and I also wanted to say, with Camp NaNoWriMo coming up again, I'm really excited. I was in a cabin with a bunch of really, really awesome writers during April Camp NaNoWriMo. Oh, I miss the old Camp NaNoWriMo cabins. They changed the Camp NaNoWriMo website, and now they don't do cabins, they do groups. And the cool thing about the groups is that you can join as many groups as you want, whereas with cabins, you could only join one. And the cabins had a limit on how many people could be in them. I made friends because I just decided, well, I'm just gonna start my own cabin, and whoever wants to join can join. And I'm not gonna try to break into some other cabin with bigger AuthorTubers because there's just not room, and I don't know, it scared me. So yeah, I just started my own cabin and ended up making really great friends that way. And then we just kind of were in the same cabin together again, the next Camp NaNoWriMo. And then this year we were really excited to be in that cabin again with each other. And we were able to add new people, whoever wanted to join us. Our cabin never filled out completely. We always had room for more, but I just feel like it was so perfect because it was just the right amount of people that we could actually talk to each other in the cabin and get to know each other and support each other. And we ended up creating our own little Discord group. And so we continue to talk to each other even outside of Camp NaNoWriMo on there. And I just loved it so much. In this last Camp NaNoWriMo of April, I was really looking forward to being in a cabin with them again. And then it just didn't work out. And then there was the pandemic, and it feels like everybody's just kind of spreading away and losing all my friends, and it makes me sad. So yeah, my main complaint with the groups thing is that now that there's no limit on how many people can join a group, it felt less personal. And to me, that's the sad thing is, I want to avoid that feeling of exclusion or making people feel like they're not invited to a party or something like that. But at the same time, you lose that personal touch and it's really hard to make meaningful connections. For me, I know that there are a lot of really bigger groups on AuthorTube. Even there's like the AuthorTube group on Facebook, and people are really good at connecting with each other there. I am not. The bigger the group, the harder time I have connecting with anybody. For me, I feel like it has to be a smaller group before I really feel like I'm making any meaningful connections or making any friends. And that could just be because I grew up in a bubble. Like, I went to a tiny little homeschool co-op thing. I never went to a public school. The colleges that I've gone to have always been really small, and the classes have always been really small. And so for me, the more people there are, the less I feel connected. And I recognize that as a problem and something I should try to get over, but I don't know. Comment down below if you can relate to this and if you feel this way, because it does make me sad that I miss out on opportunities to get to know other AuthorTubers better or to make more friends in this community just because I'm overwhelmed by the sheer amount of people there are. That's something I would like to work on in this next year on my AuthorTube channel. Wow, I've already been recording this for 45 minutes. This is gonna be a pain to edit. So if you do not have a cabin and you're looking for one and you are interested, please just let me know down below. Oh, it's so much fun. We just have the best group and we would love to have you join as well if you are looking for a cabin. That being said, happy 1 year to me, I guess. Good luck to any of you out there who are new to AuthorTube, who have just started channels or who are thinking about starting channels or who have been on AuthorTube for as long or longer than I have. Good luck to us all. I'm so grateful to be here in this community, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. That was really fun to watch, this little me within a me. Overall thoughts. This last year of mine on AuthorTube has been a mess. It basically was just me moving, trying to find a new job, then the pandemic. Life has been crazy for everybody over the last several months, and for me, I feel like the craziness really started August of last year. I look back on my first year on AuthorTube with a lot of fondness and a lot of nostalgia because it felt like those were the golden days, but I don't want to think that way. I want to think that the golden days are ahead. I do not know what the future of my channel is going to be. Right now, I am still just kind of rolling with the punches, flying by the seat of my pants, and just having fun with it. Despite everything I said about my anxieties when there's a lot of people, I still do look for new AuthorTube channels, and I really enjoy finding new creators. AuthorTube still is my happy place, and I'm so grateful that I've had this community during all the craziness of life, and during this pandemic, it has been really meaningful to me, all of you who are still posting videos. I miss everybody who hasn't been posting as many videos, but I completely understand. Everybody needs to heal in their own way. Who knows what the next year is going to bring, but I am looking forward to finding out. And so if you are interested in watching my journey over the next year and seeing if my editing does start to improve or if I just stay flying by the seat of my pants like this, go ahead and subscribe down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy AuthorTubeversary to me, and I will talk to you later. Bye!
Pray, would you come and take a walk with me? We'll cross over the mountains and we'll reach the pale blue sea. I love you, I'm so glad you love me too. And I wrote this song for you.